And we're rolling.
Hey.
Whenever you're ready, Kev.
So, you know how it works, right? I set it on. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's the Age Gap Podcast. We are the Latchkey Kids, where
The more things change,
the more they
stay the
same.
same, baby!
Lou, tell us what's going on and who is this fine young man sitting next to me?
Fine young man. That's what his grandma used to call him. This is a fine young man right here. So yeah, today we have a very special guest, a very good friend of mine. If you've seen me do any type of anything, and it's not just me, it's usually one of these two guys right here is with me. So good friend, long friend, Sean Connor.
Connor.
Hold on, pause. Not long time friend. Sorry about that.
Long friend.
Yeah, my boy Hung, dude. Now, what do you call it?
They only say you're a fine young man after you just messed up. It's like, hey, it's his first time, okay? He just messed up. He's a fine young man. It's never preemptive.
That's strike one.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a fine young man after strike one.
He didn't mean to wind up in the room with that girl. He's a fine young man.
He's a fine young man.
That does sound like some Al Sharpton cover talk. He's been working with his pastor.
Yeah. No, yeah, we got good friend Sean Connor here, and today our topic is game shows. Dun, 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 dun,
I just want to say, what up, Kev? What up, Lou? I'm also a latchkey kid, so I fit right in.
Hell yeah.
I came home right from school and cooked oodles and noodles or scrambled
Hell yeah.
eggs. I was watching Maury. I was waiting for spring break so I could jerk off. All right, never mind.
I got a question for you right off the bat. Oodles of Noodles, is that a real brand? Because out here we just have cup of
Ramen.
noodles.
Oh, no. Okay. Cup of noodles and oodles of noodles, like top ramen. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Like the package.
Yeah,
With
of
the
course.
seasoning in there. So the little square thing. I think there is a brand. We'd have to check it. I know that most of the time Top Ramen and Cup of Noodles is considered two different things.
Yeah.
Right.
So Cup of Noodles is the thing you heat up in the microwave.
Yeah.
Oodles of Noodles is that square pack that looks like a brick of bad cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So you crush that up, put the water in there. We're not cooking that, okay?
They danced
us.
on it.
Sean, let me
danced
ask you
on
a
it.
question. You said you're a latchkey kid. Key around the neck or under the mat?
Okay, see? All right. I was a lose the key kind of kid.
Yeah, me too.
So there's this little
Ledge?
a little ledge where I could hide the key. Here's the messed up thing. I'm a latchkey kid, so obviously my friends can come over after school.
Right,
okay?
right.
The homie that found the key.
He's watching me every day. He knows where the key is too.
Yeah.
So one day I don't walk home with him.
He gets hungry.
Because I don't walk home with him because I'm at the age where I know what I like to do when I get home. Let's just put it that way, okay? Before we go play basketball,
Some self-love.
I need some time to myself.
Tube
Self-care.
self-time.
And my friends are knocking on the door like, come on, Sean. They know my grandma's not home. They know for like the next 2 hours, we got free reign of the house. So they're knocking on the door and I'm up there and I'm in the room and I'm getting money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting money.
I'm getting money.
Yeah.
And I'm getting $5 in change. You get what I'm saying? I'm taking my time. But he
Why rush?
so he knows where the key is and he comes in and they come upstairs and now they're knocking at the bedroom door. And they're like, why is the door locked? And I'm like,
That is
oh man,
hilarious.
I can't lie. I don't have a lie ready for this. I'm 13 years old. I'm 14
Hey,
maybe.
leave me alone. I'm stroking it.
Oh my God. If you heard my friends, that's how I said it. I said, leave me alone. I'm beating my meat. and to this day, if we're just hanging around by ourselves, somebody will go, leave me alone. And I'm like, oh, I'll never live that shit down.
Believe me, you do not want to come in here.
Facts.
It's locked for your safety.
Oh no, this is a new gun too. This motherfucker can fire like,
Ah,
this is a semi-automatic right here. You know what?
my eye.
I got an AR.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Extended magazine.
Exactly. Oh,
Back to topic.
in Chicago and shit. Oh, go ahead.
No, I dig. We're talking about game shows. We're gonna take it through the generations. Which ones you like? Sean informed me that you're a game show guy.
I am a game show, like almost I feel like an aficionado, and I love game shows because I love I love regular people having the chance to semi-change their lives. It's just something about that aspect, that competitive aspect. Because, like, okay, anything else, like, you know, for a regular person, maybe and you're in sports or you becoming an entertainer, you have to work tirelessly for years and years and years. But just this one day on this show, you could win a car, you could win a vacation, you could win something that could really, you know, a lot of money. And what I've noticed with in the past game shows to the futuristic game shows, the skills have changed. Like, you needed real skill back in the day. Now it's just like, who has the most swag? Like, who's the most likable? Let's let them win the game show.
I love the part you said, like, people have the opportunity to change their life. But on the flip side, they also have the opportunity to ultimately humiliate themselves on national TV.
Okay.
Like the guy who like botches the Wheel of Fortune puzzle at the end. Like,
and it's like real simple.
Yeah.
But he says something like, don't come on me. It's like, no, don't run on me. I'm like,
Yo, that's one thing. Okay, my favorite thing about game shows is I am a very very well versed in shit that does not matter. I know a lot about nothing.
Oh, okay.
And that is the one place where someone like me actually shines.
You got a chance.
It's like, I knew I should have watched Hawaii 5-0 that day, bro.
Right.
I know the answer.
Right. No, that's the all right, I don't want to jump ahead.
No, go. We do it all the time.
That's the aspect of my new favorite game show.
Which is?
It's on Fox. I think Ryan Seacrest hosts it. It's called The Floor. I don't know if you guys have heard this. It's called The Floor. It's about 30 contestants. They all have different sections of floor, and they all have different categories. You go up there and you pick somebody to compete against. Now, it's like, say the category is cereal. They'll put a cereal up on the screen. You guys have to go back and forth and see who can't name the cereal. And if you beat them, you take over their aspect of floor. Whoever has the most floor at the end, they win some money. But it's funny as hell to see, like, oh, I'm the car aficionado, or like, oh, I know everything about fashion. And then they get up there and some autistic kid whoops them. I watched this, and I'm not sure if he's autistic, but he
looks like it.
Okay, he checked all the boxes. It was the guy who won. No, he came in second. His name was Jasper, and the idea of the because there's 5 episodes in a season before they start over the new people. And after each episode, whoever has the most floor, they win 20,000. At the end, you win 100,000. So you got opportunity to win. Every single time, Jasper had the most floor. And then he was like, all right, I don't want to win it. I was like, yo, that is some fucking psycho shit, guy.
That is psycho.
That is some, like, he was up there. Oh, you don't know that obscure car emblem from 1966. I was like, oh,
that's like pulling your pants up before you nut.
Right.
Like I'm good right here.
Because the whole way through, it's these cocky, brash, confident people. I know this. I got a degree in this. And then Jasper was just picking them all, pow, pow, one by one. But the person that he let win was this older black lady. So I was like, Jasper, you a real one, okay? All right?
Jasper's an ally.
He saw week to week who was rooting.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I love your analysis of the, like, somebody else would have flipped past that show in like 2 seconds.
Oh, man.
But you're like, no, I gotta make some notes on this.
Who you telling?
You remember the names of the contestants.
I thoroughly enjoyed The Floor. But no, let's take a trip down memory lane because I want to stop and talk about the host and everything.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I was doing some research back when I was a little kid. Do you remember Let's Make a Deal?
Oh, I was on an episode of Let's Make a Deal.
The new version.
Yes.
With Wayne Brady.
I wasn't on.
All right, if you don't know,
I wasn't there with who was it? Bob Barker, Dick Clark,
someone like that. Yeah, but it was the one where you had to wear a costume.
Yeah.
And it was where we got the original. I'll take what's in the box. That's where it came
from. And you
from.
get a zonks.
Yeah,
you get a something like that. Yeah. Oh, that's where that phrase comes from.
Do you want the washer dryer combo, or do you want what's in the box?
That's hilarious.
And like the guys dressed as like Mickey Mouse or like something, like the whole show was humiliation. And as you're watching, you're like, take the box, take the box. Everybody wants, and then you get the box, and it's like a pair of like socks or a
Yeah,
tie.
never take the box, bro.
Never take the box.
Hey, a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. You know what I mean?
So anyway, it was great. That's where let's make a deal, because that was ultimate humiliation. People dressed as costumes. Anyway.
One guy's a fucking carrot, another guy's a chicken wing.
Yeah. But tell me your experience with.
Okay, well, I would say this was 2 years ago, maybe. I think maybe 2.5 years ago. So it's wintertime. So no, 2.5 years ago. It's during the pandemic.
Okay.
So this is the time where there's no live audience. So what they opted to do was they have virtual screens with couples at home dressed in costume that's also gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's right, it was couples.
Yes. And so you know how on the show, obviously it's a game show. They want you to have a lot of energy. They want you to be hype. So now it's the pandemic. So we have to be sitting social distancing. So we're all at our own podium. Nobody's like, we're not like in the stands together. We're all at our own podium, but we still got to get up and come on, everybody dance. Come on, everybody. Let me see you get up and move your body. It's just fucking, the guys playing the piano. Wayne Brady's in there and they're having a good time. Wayne Brady's the host. And I'm excited to meet Wayne Brady. I mean, fellow black comedian. I identify with the,
is he black?
I knew he was gonna say that. I identify with the appeal to crossover. I understand that.
I feel that.
So and they sat me right in the front. Now, I'm a very reserved person. So especially in a new environment. So to sit me in the front and be like, come on, we need you to be. And I'm just like, oh shit, I'm forcing it, Lou. And that's kind of tough for me to just fucking, and you know what I mean? If I ain't even had no drink, I can't smoke nothing because we on set.
And then what you do, I left. I know you. I know you, bro. You go, oh, you want me to dance?
Yes.
Fine, I'll fucking dance.
That's what I did. And then I was like, oh yeah, now you.
Hello, my baby. Hello.
And so then they called me to go up there. It wasn't like a we're only calling the people with the most energy because it's the pandemic. If they booked you, they calling you to go up there.
Right.
So I know that I'm going up.
One guy's dressed as a vaccine.
Now, here's the thing. There's one girl that they sit over in the corner, and when they call her to go up, she just doesn't move. And at some point during the show, she fainted in her seat because she was too nervous. It was just out. And I'm over there like, yo, is she good? Because we got to dance when they calling her. So we are having a good time, and she over there dead. And we just so then they go over there, they get her some water, and then I have to go after her. So then I go up. And Wayne, I mean, nice guy. He was at this time, my first app had just came out, Fit Steam Run, the platformer. So I talked about that on the show for maybe 10, 15 seconds.
Right.
And then we got into the game. And now I'm the only black guy on the show. I want to know why I had to play the game that rolled dice, okay? I want to know why I had to play craps for my price. There was a lot of different games during the day, but the only brother on the show had to roll the dice. That's all I'm saying.
They normally explain the game, and they're like,
come on, just 7-Eleven. Come on, let's
put your foot on this stack of bills when you do it.
Wayne pulled out some cash and was like, I got to bet on this. I was like, oh, all right, okay. So then, as you both said, never take the box. So I do my first roll. It's with my rolling, I have to get certain numbers to make tic-tac-toe. So I'm roll my first guy, I get one. Roll my second one, I get one.
Nice.
I roll my third, nothing.
Dang.
I roll my fourth, nothing. After the fourth, he was like, all right, you can roll one more, or I can give you $3,000. And I was just like, oh, for real? I'm gonna take the money.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that $3,000.
My app just came out. We could use that. And he was like, "Oh, you're right, man. Here's the, you get the money, and you don't get the money that day. You get the money when the episode comes out. That's a trick that they play on those game shows.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
But you be thinking, oh, people be hitting you up. Oh, you left with the money? No.
So they hand you the stack, and then you got to give it back.
Yes. All right, thank you, sir. This is our prop money. But so then
shit has a die pack on it.
So then he was like, just for fun, because Wayne was just like, all right, my nigga, well, you took the money. He didn't say this, but he's like, just for fun, roll one more and see if you would have got it.
Oh,
and so I rolled one more, and I got it.
Damn.
And then they showed me what I would have won, and it was the brand new car.
You just punch Brady in the face.
But
Does Sean Connery
at
gotta
that
choke
time,
Wayne Brady?
right. But at that time,
I thought we was down, homie.
I could really use that $3,000. If that happened today, I would have took the car. But at that time, I could really use $3,000, and I could not pay taxes on a brand new car.
No,
and when the episode finally came out, probably came out 6 or 8 months later.
Damn, you didn't get the bread until then.
Until then, right? So then I've got the money, and my grandmother watches Let's Make a Deal every day. She hits me up like, I seen you on. Why didn't you get the car? And she was pissed. And I was just like, I gave her the whole story about, I didn't want to pay the tax. She's like, we got the taxes. Get the car. She wanted to brag to her friends like,
You want a new car.
My grandbaby wanted a brand new car.
That's hilarious.
Now she's like, my grandson is a failure.
He took the money. I was just like, oh, granny.
He sold out.
Anytime I go home, she be like, when's the next time you're gonna be on Let's Make a Deal?
Yeah, like you're part of the cast.
Like I'm a reoccurring character.
Well, the story arc doesn't call for me until a few more months from now.
Right. Gotta sit down with the writers. Yeah.
Now I have a question for y'all before we get into our next era of game show.
All right.
In what is the line? I have 3 shows qualify as game show or not game show.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I like a game. Hey, this is a game show now.
Dancing with the Stars. Game show?
Game show.
Game show?
It's a competition show.
It's
Ego.
a competition, not a game show.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like World Series of Dice, which I wish was an actual show. But it's like if you have to compete, like Wipeout, I wouldn't consider a game show.
Okay.
That's a competition.
Okay.
You know,
I
it's
see what
basically
you're
a
saying.
tournament.
Okay.
You're trying to win.
All right. America's Funniest Home Videos. Not a game show.
No
games are played. No games are played.
Yeah.
No games are played.
That's YouTube before YouTube.
True.
Fair enough.
True.
Fair enough. My last one. Anything that is these new shows where it's like Love Island, The Circle, or like Love
is
on the
Blind.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's kinda hard.
Any of those where they're because that's competition.
Yeah, it is.
There's a little bit of gaming aspect.
I think we
There
can
are
blur
games.
competition and game show.
I
I
think,
think
yeah.
we can, because there is a winner.
Okay.
You got to remember.
Under the biggest umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
competition show and game show, I would say are under that same umbrella.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Because
So-
there's a prize and there's a winner.
Okay.
All right, yeah, okay, I like that. If there's a prize and a winner, then we have to count it as a game show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as we know as entertainers.
Let's make a band. I mean, let's make
Let's make a baby.
Let's make a band. No,
Oh, making the band. Making the band.
Let's make a band. That's the Wayne Brady version.
Get the,
Yo, let's get
Making
these
the band.
bands.
making the band, the baby oil uncensored version.
Okay. So
Yeah.
whose line is it anyway?
Oh, that was Wayne Brady.
Game show.
No, is that a game show?
No, because they
There's
don't
no
really
prize
win
and there's
anything.
no winner.
Yeah, they don't really win anything.
They play
it's
a
a
game?
pretend. Well, I mean, he says it in the beginning where the points are made up and the fucking the game don't matter. It's all about the jokes.
All right. What's our
Walden
next
out.
era?
How about
Let me
that?
take you back to the 70s.
Oh.
This was my favorite game show growing up. Sean, Lou, you might remember. Press Your Luck.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
I know no whammy.
No whammy.
I know no
that's
whammy, but
crazy.
I don't know.
That's so the first era was I'll take the bucket.
I'll take the box.
The next era is no whammy.
No whammy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Remember the
Let's
little-
see if we can get one each era.
The little guy would go around, and then he'd like come on the TV and like take all your points away.
Ah.
Damn, that's when they discovered cartoon animation.
8-bit.
I thought like the guy was real, like you could see that little creature. Like,
That's
I
hilarious.
was like, wow, that's crazy.
Whoa.
But yeah, I want to talk about scandal now. So Press Your Luck had one of the most infamous scandals where this guy watched hours and hours of Press Your Luck.
Okay.
And he figured out the algorithm.
Oh.
So he knew exactly when to hit the button. And he made like over $100,000. This is back in
Yo,
the
shout
70s.
out to
in the
bro.
70s, that's easy. That's a cool million.
Yeah, that's a cool millie right there.
And they didn't know what to do because he had figured out he didn't cheat necessarily.
Okay.
He just like it's like counting cards. He learned how to avoid the whammy. And,
but he still got taken out to the back and got his shit rocked.
There was no AI back then. It was just a guy. Like it was, hey, he's the smartest guy. Figure out the puzzle. And then we had a smarter guy.
yeah.
Weaponized autism is what we call
So that
it.
was my favorite childhood. Why don't we take this topic?
Weaponized autism.
Yeah, right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's before we just used the R word.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
like these like dictionary words.
It all falls under the same umbrella.
So that was my favorite 70s as a kid. What about you, Sean?
Oh.
Kid one.
Oh, I wasn't a kid in the 70s, but like I would say
Double Dare?
no. I have to be because I know you wanted me to talk about this throughout, but like I've always been a fan of Family Feud.
Yeah.
Even
Feud.
before
Fuck yeah.
Steve Harvey. Like so
yeah,
like,
same here.
Who was it? Ralphie May?
No, it was
No, Eric Dickerson. What was it? Because I know Bobby's World. Bobby. Damn, I can't
Richard
remember.
Dawson was when I was a kid.
The
and
one
I'm
that I
causing
know,
more family feuds
than
than Richard Dawson.
No,
Okay.
the guy I know,
Dawson.
he's the guy that plays Tim Allen's fucking
Al.
Al, yeah, Al from Tool Time.
Yes,
Richard
yes,
Karn. Richard
he
Karn.
was.
Yeah,
That was
he
his
was
name.
he was the host. That's when I got into Family Feud.
He's like, I need this job.
Also,
Richard Karn.
Family Feud was my first
Louis
heartbreak.
Anderson, that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Louis Anderson,
Louis Anderson
yeah.
was the host when I was a kid, but even before then, like the guy who even old clips, who was the guy who used to kiss everybody?
Richard Dawson.
Oh, okay, all right, word.
he
Even
was
guy
in the
was a
Running
G.
Man movie.
that show was like because that was I would say the first time I had been to maybe like a game night. We played that and everybody was cued in. Everybody knew what was going on.
Right.
And everybody, like, from their childhood, remembered their version of the game and was excited to play.
Family Feud, right?
Yeah,
we had
Family
the game.
Feud.
We had the board game.
Yeah. And even after the board game, then you get the DVD. Now there's like the app or whatever. But to see how it has transitioned through time, I would say that Family Feud was that game for me as a kid.
I had
Wow.
my first heartbreak with Family Feud. I realized
And
my
I love
family.
game nights.
I realized my family wasn't on shit through Family Feud.
What do you mean?
Because I was like, if we were on this game right now,
Oh,
we'd be eliminated so fucking fast. I'm the only one that likes fun facts out here, bro. I'm the only one that knows people. We
oh
asked
my
100
gosh.
people.
So because I moved out here, that I don't know if because Lou, you've been on productions and Kev, you've been on productions. I don't know if this happens to y'all, but because I live out here now, I get that question thrown to me at Christmas or at a holiday dinner. Hey, if you're on the Family Feud, which one you taking with her? Like who's? And I'm just like,
Who you playing fast money with?
I'm like, and I know that I got 3 key members that I can take, but the other 2, I'm like, none of y'all make the cut. Like y'all just y'all there for moral support.
I'm taking the younger generation
exactly.
on Family
I'm
Feud.
taking
They
the
know
nieces
more.
and nephews.
Anyone who was raised with a smartphone, that's who I'm taking to Family Feud. Bro.
Don't you get mad at the TV when they put like grandma behind the screen? It's like,
Right.
why did you go with grandma? She's so out of touch. You know?
Because she wanted to meet Steve Harvey. That's
Yeah,
why. You
facts.
got to give it to her.
You gotta let her have it.
But it's like, name a famous actor. And she's like, Sidney Poitier.
Sean Connery? Like, yeah.
Charles Bronson.
right. Clark Gable.
Hey, you know what's funny though? It's mainly it's mainly old people that watch the show, so she might be onto something.
But it's okay. All right, word.
It's
word.
number one answer.
Zendaya. She'd be like, damn, Granny, we ain't think you. Tom Holland.
Hey, old people be knowing shit, bro.
They do.
They be watching. They get a lot of screen time. That's why.
Who's the most famous pop singer? Smokey Robinson.
Right.
Yeah.
Stevie, smoke it. But I love Steve Harvey. I actually went to a taping of the Family Feud, just sitting in the
nice.
audience, and he has an audience warm-up guy
Oh, yeah.
who every show does.
Yeah.
But after the warm-up guy,
One day will be.
who you telling? That's a job that I'd love to have, speaking into existence. But like after the warm-up guy, while the show's going on, while they're doing the set changes and all that kind of stuff, he just does it himself.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
He just interacts. He does crowd work. He answers questions. Yada yada yada. He just and if he has to go change, obviously warm-up guy comes back out because in between episodes he has to wear a new suit. But other than that, like while they're doing, whatever type of changes they have to do, he just does it himself. And I think that was like a super cool thing just to see him interact with people at his, it's not like it's a comedy performance.
He gets to throw in a little bit of what he likes to do during what he's got to do.
He curses. And that's what I think. He can't curse on TV, so he'd be like, shit, y'all know I want a motherfucker around there. Like, and the crowd responds to that. And then when we go back to camera, it's like, oh, we're in on something that no one else is. Like, I learned that trick. Like, and now that we have YouTube, when you see like outtakes of a Chappelle show or something.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd be like, I can't say this on TV, but she's got a really big dick hole. And then it comes back on and it's just like, Chappelle show, and everybody's laughing already. And it's just like, oh, then when you're watching at home, why the fuck they laughing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yo, that's pretty funny, bro. You think, now this is just more inside baseball. This is more just a production question. You think he says that? Like, first of all, it's funny to say on stage, I can't say this on TV.
Yeah.
But I think the editors probably are like, oh, shit, let's cut this. So when they're cutting the footage, instead of adding, she got a big dick hole into the show, they hear, oh, I can't say this on TV, but, and they're like, that's their cue to
I see.
cut into the show right there. So right when he gets that pop, then, like you said, they cut back into the show and everyone's laughing and shit.
That is the smoke and mirrors to this business, little cue lines and stuff like that.
I won't deny it because, like, even the show that we shot, that we can get into in a minute, but even the show that we shot, we realized just how much of production goes into the pop moments.
Right.
Like WWE, all those pop moments. Like, okay, you plan 5 of them or 10 of them, and if 1, 3, or 6 hit, then it's like, okay, we know what to go back to.
We got that to play with.
All 10 of those were planned. It's just that these one didn't work, and now we can go and post. Right. Now we can go and post, and that's, for me, that's part of the smoke and mirror. Like,
yeah, I feel that.
Now I can cut out this dead air here and do a camera change here and make that pop a kabloom. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
Right.
Man. All right, we just gave you a cue of how backstage work. All right,
Are we going to the next era?
You take it. You
Where we at?
I'm at Wheel of Fortune.
No, we at
Jeopardy.
80s? No, yo, you cue it up. Because Wheel of Fortune, that's the classic.
All right.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy.
So you mentioned your grandmother.
That's their show. My granny and grandma, that's their
Wheel
show.
of Fortune?
That's
Wheel
their show.
of
Okay, every night at dinner time, they want to watch the wheel.
Yes.
That's their show.
And then Jeopardy immediately followed. But Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak, Vanna White, Grandma, for me it was the old click, 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 that TV. But yeah, thoughts on Wheel of Fortune, Joe?
Vanna White, okay,
Is she a vampire?
That's what I'm saying. As a kid in the 90s, I couldn't understand that, like, this lady has already been hot for 20 years.
Right.
And as a little kid at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I couldn't understand, oh, this lady is a smoke show and has been for decades.
Right.
And that's why she gets paid so much to just stand there and turn the letters. Because does she count as a host?
Co-host.
She's like
just a valet.
She's like the girl that gets sawed in half at the magic show.
The assistant.
Because she's a step above. She's a step above the girl who, like, does the ring card for the boxing match.
Definitely.
She's a step above that. She's a cut above that. But she's a staple to the show. So I'm saying, like, even in that time in the 90s, I noticed that men was like, because you know how black men, it's a niche to talk about that fine milk. Okay,
it's gotten more popular these days.
No, it has these days, but I'm talking about in this time.
Right,
it was like in that barbershop talk. It's like, you talking about the fine this is fine, Halle Berry's fine, but how about that Vanna White? And it's just like, oh, yeah, everybody was. I can notice that camaraderie of like, oh shit,
you're a cultured man. I see.
It's kind of like for some reason, young black rappers, as I got into my 20s, had an affinity for another game show host, Betty White.
No.
I'm telling you, from the Golden Girls, R.I.P. to Betty White. She ain't dead yet, but she gonna die, so I know it's coming. Betty White, for some reason, she had a homely, motherly, tenderly loving
okay. So
feel.
you're not talking about sexually. You're talking about just like
she had an allure. She had an aura that was welcoming. That okay. As a kid in the 90s,
I think
as a kid,
Martha Stewart would be more of a.
Let me finish. Let me finish, because Martha Stewart doesn't have this for me.
Okay.
As a kid in the 90s, I couldn't register that Vanna White was hot, but I could see this allure that it had on people.
Mm-hmm.
As a young adult in my 20s, I couldn't recognize Betty White as hot, but I could recognize that in her time, she was the bee's knees.
She was probably banging. Yeah.
She was the standard almost, and she walked around with that aura of like, okay, y'all got it now, but I used to be, and I still am Betty White, like that type of thing.
Okay,
but yes,
I
for
get
the
what you're
wheel,
saying.
Vanna White, bow. That's in my mental Rolodex. And for Jeopardy, you said Pat Sajak.
No, Pat Sajak was wheel. Shoot, I can't think of the.
Who's Jeopardy?
Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek.
Yeah, there you go.
Hebert Zeller.
Okay,
That's
all
how
right.
you send them back. to
So
where it came
I
from.
was looking up the list. They had Alex Trebek as the #1 game show host of all time.
Damn, the GOAT.
And I don't know if I can think of anybody that might be able to battle that.
Mm.
game show host.
Because we're in the new era. We're in the new era. We don't have a saying. But
I got
we
a
do
guy.
got,
Lou, you think of I got my guy. I got my champion.
Is that our staple for the era?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because that stands the test of time. Everybody knows that's become the standard.
That's
for,
in elementary
hurry it
school,
up, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
In elementary school, my teacher used to, if you're looking for the answer,
They'd give you
taking
that.
too long. Bing, 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 bing.
Every
mental
classroom
abuse.
across America played some form of Jeopardy. Hell
Yeah.
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 For when you're at that conference where you don't want to answer so all right, let's play Jeopardy for prizes because you're at work and shit. You know what I mean? It don't even matter.
I'm gonna go with my
Just step
guy for the
above bingo.
greatest host of all time, Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
I
Price
mean,
is
come
wrong,
on.
bitch.
He hosted the New Year for 100 years.
100 years, and he had that little.
He hosted a century.
Remember, he had that skinny little annoying microphone.
And this is yes, yeah.
And he banged like all of those models.
Oh no. Am I talking
Hell
about the
yeah.
wrong guy? I'm talking about Dick Clark, aren't I? That's who hosted
Oh,
New
Dick
Year's.
Clark was
Oh,
New
New
Year's.
Year's.
Oh yeah, my
Rock-
bad.
rockin'-
Sorry, I'm too young to be old.
Rockin' New Year's.
Okay, all right. Where Bob Barker? What was his show?
Price is Right.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy with the white hair.
Microphone. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know who's the new guy, I would say, and he's been doing it for a minute, and we can, if we're counting competition show as game show,
Uh-huh.
the guy from my generation he's now in the, he's been stamped in the Hall of Fame, Ryan Seacrest.
Ooh.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Ryan Seacrest has low-key been the guy keeping the show going
I don't
For
like
for
him at
fucking
all.
decades. You don't have to,
Helen.
but he keeps the show going.
Yes.
His personality is not that great,
He's cardboard.
but he keeps the show going. You know what I mean?
Can I give you another new era guy who's won me over
Who?
within the past 2 decades? Jeff Foxworthy.
Love Jeff.
Oh, he does.
Jeff-
Are you smarter than
Are
a?
you smarter than a 5th
Yeah.
grader? Jeff Foxworthy is
Love
because
Jeff.
that was my first comedy DVD.
what?
Whatever was him, Larry
Blue
the Cable
Collar?
Guy,
Oh,
the Blue Collar
Blue
Comedy
Collar,
Tour.
yeah.
That was my first comedy DVD, and I was just like, yo, this fucking guy, Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah, yeah.
You
he's
might
got it.
be, and I was just like, damn, that's a cadence.
You're black. You're like, damn. I think I'm a redneck. I'm a fucking redneck. Yeah, dude. I don't know why.
Blue collar. I haven't heard that word in like 20 years.
right.
No, my stepdad was super into the blue collar guys. He loved Larry the Cable Guy. He loved Jeff Foxworthy. And I never understood the crossover because I'm like, these guys are all rednecks. This fool just talks about being a redneck. But then I realized it's just being lower middle class.
Yeah.
Everything he's talking
For
about is
some
just lower middle class.
When you hear redneck, you think racist, but it's just like, no, kind of poor.
Kind of boring.
But like, why would the people laugh at themselves? Like, you might be a redneck if you go to a family reunion to meet chicks. Remember that was like the joke,
And everyone's like, I do that.
I do that. Yeah.
Not even realizing Jeff Foxworthy is a millionaire. Fucking owns a tractor company.
I do that shit. Wow, cool. All right, just who else you got, Lou? You got to
You're
make up
right.
for that
I am
one.
poor.
Oh. So now what are we at the 90s?
Yeah, we can do 90s.
Okay. We already said Wheel of Fortune. 90s is kind of things started to game shows were already a staple. So I feel like in the 90s,
The formula has already been set.
in
right?
the 90s, there was kind of the what is it like? The dating show where somebody's behind the screen.
You just brought up another topic. Like the reality show started to move in on the game show.
That's what I was gonna say. More of like a real world-esque kind of thing, or like a what was it on MTV? The bus where it was like Next.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Or
Date My Mom.
Date My Mom, or Room Raiders, or like
Fifth Wheel.
Fifth Wheel, that was the one. Yeah, I was gonna say Third Wheel, but yeah, Fifth Wheel. And that was now I'm probably like a teenager. So now I'm coming home from school, and now this is like, oh, this is some garbage TV that I can get into, man.
Yeah.
I would next that bitch. I haven't kissed a girl, but I would next her too.
That is hilarious.
What was the one I had? Because you're talking about if we're going to talk about the dating show, we have to talk about the dating game. That was the original dating show.
Original. Okay.
That was a type of game show too. The Newlywed Show.
I feel like that was that an 80s thing or a 90s thing?
It was actually, it started in the 70s and went into
okay.
80s. But it was like, if I were a popsicle, how would you lick me? Like, it was like very suggestive.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the first show to really cross over into that. The Newlywed Game.
Yeah.
You know, how did you propose to your wife? In the butt. You know, it was like people were always embarrassing themselves.
Right. Dude, so many arguments probably were fucking...
after the show?
The drive home on all of those episodes were
If your wife were an animal.
I know. In the station wagon. So, honey, you never told me you did that, huh?
It just immediately led to divorce.
Yeah.
Hey, check in 6 months later. So we're back with our couple. I hate him.
If your wife was an animal, what would it be? A bitch.
No, okay. This was a thing in the 90s. In the 90s, sitcoms would have an episode where two of the characters would go on a game show.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Fresh Prince.
Fresh
You're
Prince,
right.
Martin maybe, Jamie Foxx. Like the characters would go on a game show, and it would be like, and sometimes the main character would also play the host of the game show.
Yeah,
it
that's
would just be a
hilarious.
different alternate version of them. But hell yeah.
Well, that I feel like, because see, now that's the 90s sitcom. 90s sitcom is making its way back into being the more popular thing.
Wow. Okay. We have a chance. This show should be a sitcom.
Yeah, facts. 70s through 80s, the game show finally made its peak in the 80s. It was becoming very popular in the 70s. At the 80s, it became such a staple that now it's a form of thing that you can parody, which is perfect for the 90s when they're doing the sitcom. So now they're doing the parody of what popular TV was before them, which is the game show.
That's a good point.
I feel that.
You mentioned like but also in movies. Remember White Men Can't Jump? Rosie Perez goes on Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, and then she killed it.
And then he bets all the money on like a pickup game and loses it all.
I thought I could jump for some reason. I don't know.
I know what the movie title is, but
No, doesn't he lose it to Wesley Snipes because he says he can dunk the ball? And Wesley's like, go home. And he's like, no, I can do it.
I don't know. Does he not dunk at the end?
No. Oh, at the end. This is like in between.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Because they have to have the redemption.
Right.
Yeah.
I lost the money, but I'm going to get it back.
Let me ask you guys, I just did a little research. You guys are about that age. Were you into the Nickelodeon competition shows?
Not
What?
really.
Guts.
Oh my gosh.
Double Dare.
Listen, bro. That's my me and Lou have 4 or 5 years between us.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's my
Double
that's like because I was around for the inception of Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
So things like Slime Time Live, Guts, Double Dare,
That's the only
Figure
one
It
I
Out.
saw.
Figure It Out was my shit. I'll be on there like, yo, these people suck, bro. I hated Kel because when you gave him clues, he was just silly. I was like, yo, bro, I'm trying to win the prize, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But and the girl Debbie, well, Debbie was okay, but Amanda always killed it, and fucking Keenan, shout out to Keenan, by the way, but Keenan
shout
Thompson
out to
killed it,
bro.
and I remember all that whole lineup, bro.
What was the one you went through the obstacle course at the end and no one could find the flag?
It's like some like Amazon hidden temple, secrets of the temple. Yeah, the lost temple.
Yeah. Hit the little button and shit. Still get slimed. Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
That's one thing I never wanted to do though.
Get slimed.
I never seen the appeal of kids
Hey, yo,
being
pause
like,
on
I
that.
want to get exactly. No next.
Pause on that,
I'm
bro.
wrong, but I don't want to get slimed.
No, okay, so Slime Time Live was the only one that was still alive by the time I started rocking with Nickelodeon and stuff.
Okay.
And that was not even its own game show. It was in between cartoons.
Yes. That was just like they had a live studio audience, and that was like, hey, we got to do something. And that was at a theme park.
That was at Universal Studios.
Yeah, in Florida, right? Hell yeah.
We had shows like that growing up during like the Saturday morning cartoon side, and you called in like an 800 number. And then they'd show the thing on the screen. You had to like shoot the planes. You go fire, 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 fire.
Sick. I would call and be like, I put a bomb underneath the fucking seats.
That makes goddamn. But that makes a good point because after the 2000s, once it got to the 2010s and to where we're on now, I feel like the main appeal of game shows started to go back to that point. Call in, but no longer is can you interact with us from home? And I think that brings us as a perfect segue into what I wanted to come here and talk about.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it, man.
Me and Lou had the pleasure of last year in January. We shot a pilot. We turned it into our first season, and now it's coming out on Amazon Prime. It's game night for the grown and sexy. It's called Kinky Links.
I'll put all the visuals and stuff.
All good. I didn't have to do that then. But it comes out on Amazon Prime. It's called Kinky Links, game night for the grown and sexy. And how it came to be, it's like what game night for the grown and sexy means is I told you before I love game nights. We know anything like a forbidden word challenge like Taboo or something like that.
Great game.
So our first episode is called Safe Word. Another forbidden word challenge.
Rhinoceros.
But now our guesser blindfolded, they handcuffed, and our clue giver's got a paddle, paddles them on if they say one of the wrong words. It's just all the, normal game night games with an adult twist, and we have some influencers playing it. They come through, they show their personality. And how I kind of got to this, during the pandemic, we were having a lot of game nights. And from those game nights, we were always, obviously, everything's better with women around. So we invite the ladies around, and it was nice to see in this new day and age, people have the ability to put their phone down for an hour, 30 minutes,
Very
45, even 2 hours because they're locked in on the game. And it reminded me of those times when it's the first time everybody's locked in on Family Feud. And I noticed what that competitive nature brings out of people. And I wanted to create a scenario where people could feel comfortable coming together, and if they feel a connection, experimenting sexually, but it's in a fun, consenting way. So that's why I created the app Kinky Links. And then once the app was created, me and Lou was like, oh, we got to shoot this shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we put our money together, got a little production team, and it actually came out way better than I expected. One of the favorite things that I hear is, who shot this for you? Who did this for you? Because the production value looks so amazing. They can't even believe or fathom that we were able to pull this off. Right. And now that it is officially coming out on all these streaming services, people are like, wow, like it's almost a shock to them, but it's not a shock to us because like we went through every single hurdle. We went through every single quality control check. Yep. We went through every single email, making sure the frame rate, making sure the sound wasn't too many decimals above or too many decimals below, or I'm not even saying the word right.
Decibels.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it was such a long, grueling process that they say like delayed gratification is better.
Sure.
It's so fulfilling.
Most people quit.
Yeah,
they're just like, this is hard. Mm-hmm. Being on TV is hard.
Oh, you got to work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do this, but yeah.
And what gave me the confidence to do it was 2.5 years ago. My first app came out, and I was able to talk about it on Let's Make a Deal. And I saw how many downloads I got from that. And now that both my apps we're in like over 35 countries.
Wow.
But I saw the spike after I made the app and talked about it on Let's Make a Deal and how big it was. I was like, oh, I could do this. If I could get over this once, I can now. When you get over it once, it's like, oh, that hurdle's nothing now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you worked with a good team. That's also very important.
Definitely.
Because I've had saboteurs on my team. I've had lazy bones. I've had,
lazy bones.
I want my name first on the credits. I'm like, doesn't matter. We didn't make money yet.
Yo, why do you want 100% of zero instead of like a slice of a big pie? Right. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to get into that talk. We're about game shows today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How are we doing?
We are at 44 right now.
All right.
Okay. Well, I can give a quick story about our shoot.
Yeah. Go.
So it was fun to see how that competitive nature brings the, I guess, say performative aspect out of people. Like you would think in a show called Kinky Links, and you're there, people are comfortable being intimate in the privacy of their own home.
Sure.
But especially when there's cameras there and you may not be an actor on set.
And you don't quite know everybody.
You don't quite know everyone
well.
there. You may be a little shy, but to see, hey, no, we're playing this game. I want to win. So one partner will be like, hey, ante up, step it up. I want to win. And the other partner will be like, all right, well, I'm not going to leave you hanging. And then their camaraderie of like, okay, it's us against them would bring the best out of them. And obviously,
bring them closer together.
We had a liquor sponsor, so there was some libations. So they had a little bit of there was a little bit of courage.
Push in the right direction.
There was just an ease. And then it was also fun to see the people that were on the cast that are normally in the spotlight, that are normally sent in front of stage, who maybe shied away in this aspect.
It's kind of a psychology test.
Yeah, it was such a, and that's one of the things on the app, the kinky compatibility quiz. And if you and your partner take that, you see how you guys match up and what you need to work on. But we had them go through that and also answer a bit of questionnaire to see who would pair where together.
Wow.
And in the interview,
so there was a lot of work behind
in the interview, and you'll see this on the episode, they had the best interview. Like their interview popped off the screen. I'm talking about the magnetic chemistry they got, and there was an aspect of there were real couples and couples we put together.
Nice.
And this was a couple we put together.
And they ended up winning. No,
their energy. No, that was the other couple we put together.
Gotcha.
But their energy that popped off the screen. They got so into character. They even wanted to dress alike. It was amazing. And then to see like, oh, okay, well, let's take it there. And it was like, well, I don't know about all that. And it was just a learning experience for us as a crew.
Guys getting hard.
I don't know. I know Lou has shot his own sketch show. I don't know. Like that was my first time in that aspect where we were running everything.
Yeah.
And like we were in charge of everything. And it was as much as it was a great learning experience, I'm super proud of like our ability to lock in and take all those small lessons we learned when we might have tried to shoot a series here, we might have tried to stream here, and really use those lessons to catapult us to the next level.
Well, we even shot a game show like 2 years before that.
We did. And then we had some saboteurs, and we had
they're everywhere. This city is built on them.
Yeah, facts.
We had some. All right, enough of that. We're doing this now. We had a.
Or they make the commitment and they show up late, or they don't show up, or they got another gig. It's like, well, this one pays. And
yes.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
What? A bento box?
Yeah, hey, enjoy your $20.
I'm gonna also say this. I'm getting to the point now. Obviously, we're in the business to make money, but I do see the value of, okay, I paid you, so now I need you to act right.
Yeah,
right.
I'll agree to pay you, but you can't come and be, you know what I mean?
Not gonna pay you for free work.
Yeah. You can't. You gotta be. Now you're an employee, and I don't want to treat anybody like that because we're all working together. But on our production, the people who got paid, I saw the best versions of themselves.
Nice. Yeah. You didn't have to. I don't think my character would say this.
Right.
What? Just read the damn script.
They were. It was almost like, oh, Sean, you want this? Well, let me show you this. It was like they were shocking me with the level of commitment, and I am super excited because we just signed with a company to produce season 2. And we got
news to me.
We got it. We got even bigger names. We got a whole new facility where we're shooting. We got new sponsors, and I'm really super excited because like a year ago we were talking about like how, because I've done this. I did the live show with y'all.
Yes.
We were talking about nobody wants to hear what you're about to do. They want to hear what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it seems like the closer I got to finishing the project, things started to ramp up. And then once I got finished the project and now it's about to come out, I feel like my whole career is about to, like it's ramping up in a way where it's like, oh shit, every single week something's lined up and you guys are fortunate enough to have time for me to come on right before it comes out. So it's like it's almost like a perfect storm where it wasn't in my exact plan, but it was in some type of divine time.
Right.
It was like, no, these things needed to happen first before, because I wouldn't have been ready.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Temper tantrums. I needed to fail a couple times.
I seen a few of those.
I needed to get punched in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I needed to, you know what I mean? I needed to learn, like, hey, you're part of being part of something bigger than yourself is always better than just being the captain of nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Can I be the old guy in the room for a second? Someone who's
sure.
been around production over 20 years. Since I was 16 years old, I've been doing this. Sean, Lou, you guys are bubbling. You guys are about to pop. I know it. I've seen it before. I've been on the cusp. I've had my successes too, but I feel it whenever I like hang out with Lou, especially Sean, you too. I can see it. I can say I'm going to call Lou and be like, "We shooting today?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm on set." Oh, you made it. You got the call, and I
Hell
did it.
yeah.
Oh,
Hell
man.
yeah.
That happens too when your homie gets the call and people are just hating on them. And I'm like, nah, that's cool, man. He did 5 comedy shows a night for 5 years. I think he's owed that Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Right.
Okay, and see, see, like, we do a lot of shows with a lot of people, and some people take the opportunity seriously. Some people, you know, half-ass it. When we did the Keenan thing, because I have been putting in work with this group of people, they gave me a little leeway to host the first show. And because I did well on the first show, I was able to get a spot on the second show. But because Lou did well on the first show, I was able to be like, hey, this is my man. Give him a spot too. And because he did well and was prepared, and because I was well and prepared, then we both get to go up, and now we're both in their database like, oh, they're ready whenever.
And I don't got to hate from outside the club.
And it's not like, oh, he got the shot and I didn't. It's like, nah. Because he was putting in the work, and because I was putting in the work, we both got rewarded. And it's not a favor, but I do feel good. Like, oh, I can look out for my mans. It's like, oh, I can be like, oh no, this my homie, and because I rock with him, he good.
That's the way to do it.
Yep,
that's the way to do it. You know,
the Sandler method.
But that's kind of no, for real. And I'm glad to hear that, because that's kind of extinct now. Now it's all about me. You know,
right?
You see it, bro.
I'll mush you in the face to move up, even though we homies.
Right?
You know,
you'll see it, but that don't. I'm and like you said, I'm new in this, like starting a bubble. But it's like with 10 years in the game, I've seen enough where I've noticed that people with success almost give it away. Yeah. It's like they don't have to hold on to it. Then the people was like, oh, it's me. Yeah. It's a lot of short-lived pops, and then like a quick flail out. Because it's like, how do you expect, if all you did was take and didn't give anything back, for it not to run out?
Yeah,
Like, no. I don't know, because anybody who hangs around with us. All right, now I'm tooting my own horn, but I don't really care. Anybody who hangs around with us, because it's a lot of level 1 and we're moving up to level 2. It's a lot of, okay, well, we'll walk you in the door. Mm-hmm. We'll make sure that, okay, you get a fair shot. And when that person gets their fair shot, they don't give back. They don't pay it forward. It's like, all right, I'm here. Let me find another person to walk me in the next door. It's
It's the old analogy. Always say hi to people on your way up, because you never know who you're going to see on your way down.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm. And they might grab you and pull you up. Oh, no, this guy gave me my start. You know, come on.
Because even before you break through that atmosphere, the Rockets got to use so much. So, like, you got to touch so many to build that up. That lift as you climb method. That's some fraternity shit. That's some church shit that I grew up with. It don't matter.
Hallelujah.
No, but it works. And, like, you know, not to... you know, you just brought up church and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I think it's like, man, you do the work, and like God. Now we'll get into
what I was saying about
real
divine timing.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like, yo, it wasn't none of this is me, and that's why I'll be super like, all right, man. Well, you don't mess it up, because it's not you, so you don't mess it up. Yeah.
It's like something that I heard. It's in church. It's if you're a good steward of a little, then like if God could test you with the little, bro, then you prove yourself, then he can trust you with a lot. Test you before he trusts you.
Can you handle 2 sheep before I give you 10?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, wow.
Exactly.
Well, Lou, how we doing? Are we almost there?
Yeah, well, it seems like we've made it. We've made it to the end. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we've made it to the end. This was a great episode, man.
Before we sign out, Free to download on the App Store. KINKYLINKS. That's KINKYLINKS.
Nice.
Kinky
Hey.
links, guys. Free to download.
yeah.
Game night for the grown and sexy. The show comes out Amazon Prime Valentine's Day.
We'll put your Instagram up there too.
And, plug yourself. Let them know where they can find you.
Oh yeah, Shawnee Mac Comedy. Every week I'm probably at Flappers or the Ha Ha or some comedy club. Just follow me on Instagram. You'll see me there.
Word. And so thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for listening. If you want to see the full episode, visual and everything on YouTube, make sure you check us out at Age Gap Podcast. If you want to see shorter, faster, funnier versions of the show, you can catch the clips on Instagram and TikTok at agegap.pod. We just want to give another shout out to our boy Alex over at Kingsburger. Thank you for the local sponsor. We stopped by after the last episode. He's still in business.
Nice.
Store didn't get burned down. You know, he was right there in Altadena, so everything worked out. We got some good food over there.
Kev.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
I appreciate
Thank you for
you
coming.
both.
And last but not least, Kevin, as always, if you like the song that's playing right now,
Donnie
Donnie
Narco.
Narco made it.
Thanks,
Woo!
guys.
All right, thanks,
Peace.
everybody. Peace.